IPM नहीं हुआ तो क्या, right? It's no big deal that you haven't gotten into an IPM program yet, because there's a world of opportunities waiting for you. Today, we're going to talk about how you can reduce your dependency on these colleges. And I'm going to speak mainly from my personal experience, and you'll be shocked to know how many twists and turns that were there, right? So I got over them. That means that you can get over them as well.
Hey, it's afterwards.
So firstly, after my 12th, I applied to 20 colleges abroad, and these were the top 20s of the US. And I got rejections back to back. I had nothing in my hands, and that is when I started my research about what I wanted to do now that my plan A has failed. So I chose IIT Madras because one, it had a lot of technical skills that I could have learned in that degree, even if the degree would have not been as valuable as something that happens offline. And second, I didn't want to move out of my house because I believe that I wouldn't have gotten the support that I do at home. So that support would have allowed me to complete the degree as well as start something of my own whenever the right time would have been. Now, after this, I also, discovered more about the IPM program, and I gave it a try and I failed. However, the strategy that I built at that point was that I can prepare for IPMAT while I do the online degree so that I have something in hand even if I fail after my drop year. And it worked out great for me because I was less anxious, and the IIT Madras degree in itself was a great thing to do. Okay, so let me spend 2 minutes now on why the degree is such a good deal. First of all, if you're giving IPMAT again, you have a lot of overlapping concepts from the mathematics that you learn in the degree and what comes in IPMAT. And second, if you're not deciding to take a drop and you want to do this on your own, you have all of this knowledge available. Exams that happen are offline, so you have to go to a center and give them, which increases the value of the degree. So when somebody is looking to hire you after 3 years of the online degree, they're going to see that you haven't cheated in the exams. You've actually gone there, you've faced the academic rigor, and you've finished the degree. Students collaborate. In fact, I myself was involved a bit before I got into IIM, where you had a group and they do data science projects together or other coding projects together. Apart from that, the college also organizes meetups in cities. So it has happened in Indore multiple times, and they also call you on campus for fests multiple times. So you get to stay at IIT Madras. And I believe that all of these things will also be present for IIM Bangalore. While the barrier of entries to getting into these colleges is lower, the place where it becomes valuable is on its completion. Therefore, when you go to an employer and you say that, sir, this is the degree that I took from a local college. Apart from that, I also have a degree from IIM Bangalore or IIT Madras. And maybe they won't get it in the first time around, but when they have a conversation with you and they hear the kind of keywords that you know, the kind of projects that you will do in that 3 years, this is where I come to the second point, which is internships, right? So you haven't gotten an IIM, not an issue, right? The first gap was a degree that is academically rigorous, that is being solved by online degrees from the same institutes that people are targeting to get into every year, right? The second part is extracurricular soft skills. If you come to an IPM program, your soft skills will develop because you have a 4 to 6 credit course on presentations and communications. So your aim should be to build these things on your own, which might be a little harder than you sitting in a classroom, but it's not impossible. My communication skills were this way before I even got into an IIM, not because I was sitting in that classroom, but simply because I was a nervous, socially anxious child, and I wanted to break that for myself, and I would try to go strike a conversation with random people, and eventually it got better, right? I learned English through simply watching TV and talking to other students. Don't think that just because you don't have it right now, you can't go get it. I think the only thing that will stop you is you believing that, oh, Bhavish Bhaiya is so great at video editing and communicating. I can never do that. I can never do it. ऐसा नहीं होता है. मुझे भी लगता था. The first time that I met Bhavish, right, I used to freelance and I had made like 20,000-30,000 only. And this kid was making like thousands of dollars, right? And I used to feel like, shit, I can never do what he does. But we got to talking. There were complementary skills. I'm not good at video editing, but I'm good at other stuff. And it's not that, okay, Vani mein talent hai, so she's doing well. That's not how it is. You develop it over time. These are 3 actionable ways on how you can do it. First, if you live in big cities like Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, Kolkata, there will be startups around you. There will be small companies around you. Go up to them and tell them that this is what I am right now and I want to work under you to gain experience. Maybe it will be unpaid, but as long as that internship challenges you and teaches you something new, take it. Don't go after, will this look good on my resume? Go after, will I learn something new from it? An unpaid internship is okay as long as the company is giving back something to you in experience. If they're making you do data entry for free, no, just run as fast as you can. Second, if you're not in these big cities, make a LinkedIn profile, put a professional photo, reach out to companies on messages. I'll give you an example of Afterbirds. The person who is leading our CUET division right now sent us a message on LinkedIn saying, this is where I feel the gap is in CUET and I want to work with Afterbirds to bridge that gap. Research about the company and come up with a message that will impress the person that you're leaving the message to. They don't reply once, leave a reminder. Give something new in that second message that you send over. However, don't do this. If somebody has put up an opening and you've applied to them, don't keep going up to the person and keep asking like, what's the update? What's the update? Over there, you're not really showing something new about yourself, except you're trying to bother them while they're still in the hiring process. And third, building your soft skills, majorly communication. It makes a world of difference because you might get good at something that you were experienced in. However, every company will have a different requirement. And those requirements will only be met by you when you become trainable. And you cannot be trainable unless you have good communication skills. So how can you do that? There are like hundreds of Discord servers. Join them. If you find someone interesting on Instagram, leave them a message. Ask them questions. That's the best way to strike up a conversation. It's the least awkward way. If you say, oh wow, that movie was so great, have you watched it? They will say yes or no, that's it. But if you ask somebody, oh, what's your favorite movie? They say, okay, it's Inside Out 2. You ask them, okay, why is that? They will give you a content of 2 minutes that will give you more content to ask a question back. And that's how you become friends with people and that's how you improve your communication, right? So do these things. Be brave enough to suck at something new. Your first message might be horrible. Your first video might be horrible. Your first email might be horrible. However, with every iteration, you will figure out what you did wrong and you will improve yourself. And that is how me and Bhavish learned as well. That is how everyone working at Afterbirds learned as well. One more thing, there was this NGO that I really looked up to. They had like 70,000 subscribers on YouTube and I just mailed them. And companies always need more hands on deck, right? So they will hear you out. I put a mail of why I'm so passionate about education and how I can help them out. And they did take me in for video editing, right? So you can always reach out, share your passions with them, align your aims with their aims, and they will hear you out. If you come up to us and you're like, give us an internship or help us get an internship, whatever you say, we'll follow that step to step. We don't have much to say to you because there is some figuring out that you need to do yourself in terms of what you're interested in, right? But if you come up to us and you say that, Bhaiya, this is the video that I made, can you tell me everything that I did wrong? Now we're at a place where we can critique you and we can give you valuable insight. But if you're never willing to hear that, we will also feel awkward, saying anything to you because we don't want to break your heart. So that is there. Now coming to the last thing, right? If you didn't get an IIM in your undergraduate, so what? You still have a chance and you have better colleges and more colleges to aim for by giving CAT. While IPM students may have certain benefits of giving CAT and getting into ABC, similarly, you will also have benefits by not having IPM and giving CAT. What are those? First of all, the colleges that you enroll in will be comparatively less academically rigorous, so you maintaining a grade over 3 years will be more manageable. Second, because you will not have a compulsorily residential program, you can apply to a company and gain internship experience, which may not get counted as work experience, however, will impress your interviewer in the interview. So, actionable plan: first, figure out a skill that you like. Second, shamelessly reach out to companies the right way. Third, ask people for help for things that are actionable. Fourth, enroll yourself in an online degree. If you feel like your house is an atmosphere where you can grow and you will get more advantage, stay home, do online degree plus local college. Fifth, CAT is a great way for you to go. Your consistent GPA will help you a lot. Even if you're not in an IPM, even if you're not at an IIM, you can be as successful or even more successful irregardless of everything, as long as you want to put in the efforts and you want to put in the hard work. So you will have to show up every day with that energy and start working on it. And I believe that it's possible. I've talked to like 2,000 students in the last 1 year, and trust me, you guys have so much energy, so much youth. Companies will be lucky to have you guys. Just do the basics. Start focusing on learning instead of resume building. Start focusing on skills instead of getting a named company for your resume, and everything will fall into place. And never, never, never say that you're not capable of doing something, because I could have said that to myself and I wouldn't have been sitting in front of you had I done that. I have friends at non-IIMs, I have friends at the IT Madras degree who are at these top 4, top 100 companies that my batchmates at an IIM would be fighting to get into. You have the internet, and that is a powerful tool. You have LinkedIn, that is a powerful tool. Make use of it. You've joined our Afterboards channel for IPMAT. It's now time to join our Afterboards community for the next stage of your life. And the sole purpose of that would be to help you figure your next steps out. Thank you, I'm Vani, and I will see you guys soon again. Oh, I have to say, subscribe.